Alright people, you already know what it is. At Ignister time, I'm going to do a deck profile, we're going to do some combos, and I'm going to teach you how to play through hand traps with this build in particular. So, as per usual, we're going to do main deck, extra deck, and then side deck. So starting off with the one card combos, I'm on the triple Pikari to search out my spells, triple Achichi to search out my monsters, triple I Meet You to also search out monsters, and triple Cynet Mining. Guess what it does? It searches out my monsters. This right here is 12 one card combos. Alright, so it makes the deck that much more consistent. And actually, in this build, Cynet Mining is actually searchable, which I love, dude. It comes up quite a bit. For the rest of the Ignister engine, which is actually quite small, I'm on the one Bururu to synchro summon, the one Doyon to recycle resources, the one Hiyari as a free extender, and then it could also search out your one copy of Gatchiri, which is also an extender. But the cool thing about Gatchiri is when it hits the grave, you can make one of your monsters unaffected for 2 turns, so it's also really cool. And then this time I'm on the double island. I did want to run only one, but I found that running 2 is the best because we are running lots of hand traps in this build. If your first infant gets negated and you don't have a way to get to your island on like the following turn, you're kind of cooked. So I figured 2 was the perfect amount. And then the one A.I.dle Reborn, because we do like respawning our monsters for essentially free, I think 1 is just perfect. That's the sweet spot. And now for the spicy tech that actually lets me play through hand traps. And I'll explain how when it comes to the combo portion of the video. But for now, let me just show you quick. We're on the triple microcoder to search out Cynet Mining, 2 copies of Code Generator to send my 1 copy of Dotscaper. Yes, I know this is not Dotscaper. Let's just pretend it is. I'm going to be picking up a copy from my card shop pretty soon here. Microcoder and Code Generator can both be just used from the hand for the link summon of a Code Talker monster. What you're going to do is you're going to use Microcoder to get to your copy of Cynet Mining, then you're going to use Cynet Mining to get to Code Generator, and then you're going to use Code Generator in hand as link material for another Code Talker to send your Dotscaper from deck to grave, and then Dotscaper is going to come out from the graveyard, and then you can just link climb from there. Absolutely busted, helps you play through hand traps. Like I said, I'll explain how in the combo video. I simply could not ignore how really just cool this engine is, dude. I love it. I'm never playing at Ignister any other way. So for the hand traps, I'm on triple Infinite Impermanence, obviously. Imperm is just busted, being able to negate a monster and a spell trap. Triple Ogre to stop those crazy field spells and continuous spells and all that. Obviously triple Ash Blossom. It's just nice to stop your opponent from going into their deck. It's always pretty awesome. Triple Droll to stop your opponent from searching because we're toxic like that. And then triple Nibiru. And I just want to mention, this Ignister deck can play through every single one of these hand traps. Every single one. Maybe not Droll, but every single one. Even Nibiru. And I'll show you how. So for the extra deck, we're going to start with the Ignister stuff. I'm on the double Dark Infant to search out my field spell, the one Cyberse Wickid to search out my tuner, the one Dark Templar to spam a bunch of Ignisters to zones it points to help link climb, the one Arrival Cyberse Ignister. This thing is busted. I don't know if it's because of the format we're in particularly. I don't know if that's what is causing this card to be so busted. Basically, if you don't know, this thing is an unaffected tower with minimum 3k attack, maximum 6k attack, alright? I can't tell you how many times I've summoned this thing really easily, and then my opponent just goes, okay, yeah, game 2. Because they don't have an answer, dude. This card is nuts, bro. I'm telling you, Ignister, best deck, bro. The one Like Dragon Ignister, it's mainly an I Meet You target. You can summon it sometimes. It does pop your opponent's cards and protect your cards, but I mean, at that point, you're just making Arrival anyway. And the one Wind Pegasus, this one actually comes up quite a bit. Wind Pegasus says when one of my cards is destroyed, I could shuffle back an opponent's card. Just like that, for free. So, Wind Pegasus, you make it mid-combo, and then you have that extra layer of protection. Now for the Code Talker stuff, because we are running the Coder engine in the main deck. I'm obviously on the one Code Talker inverted. This is mainly just to get my Coder engine going to help me play through hand traps because it's a link 2. But it can summon a monster from your hand to a zone it points to, so keep that in mind. The one Decode Talker Heatsoul. In this version of the build, we actually summon this thing pretty much every game. Being able to draw 1 to 2 for free is just absolutely nuts, especially after your opponent spent 2 hand traps on you. This is also an I meet you target. Then obviously the 1 Transcode Talker to respawn a monster to his own it points to. It's also another I meet you target. And of course, the Accesscode Talker. You just can't play Cyberse without Accesscode Talker. I mean, this thing, you make it, you can attack twice. It can gain up to 5,300 attack, 6,300 even. Busted card. Busted card. Just break your opponent's board and win the game. Love Accesscode Talker. So for some additional monsters in the extra deck, I'm on the 1 Splash Mage to respawn a monster in the grave. The 1 Update Jammer so that we can make access code and make it attack twice. The 1 Linguriboh just to help play through hand traps like Infinite Impermanence or even just trap cards in general. And then the 1 Link Spider. So this is what lets you play through Nibiru. You essentially get Nibiru'd and then you just go from there. So I'll show you how exactly we're going to be doing all this.
Hey guys, real quick, I realized while I was editing I didn't actually put the side deck in the video. So sorry if this is really like half-assed, but for the side deck we're running triple Dark Ruler for combo decks, triple Herald because I can't run Kaijus, and there's lots of towers at my locals. I've seen lots of Pirelli players, so that's a thing. Triple Cosmic for back row, triple DD Crow, decent against the Fiendsmith engine, and then triple Failure just to help stop my opponent's combos.
Alright guys, so now I'm going to show you how you can play through up to 2 hand traps, depending on what your hand looks like. But with these 2 cards, or actually this could also just be Code Generator, and this could also be Pikari, it could be I Meet You, it could be Cynet Mining, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to show you with these 2 cards alone how you can play through hand traps, alright? So let's start off with Achichi. We're going to normal summon Achichi, we're going to go Effect to Search, and now our opponent's going to go Ash Blossom, and you're going to go, okay, fine. Link off the Achichi to make Dark Infant at Ignister. And now your opponent's going to go, okay, Infinite Impermanence. And then normally you're kind of cooked here depending on what your hand looks like. But typically in the standard builds, you're cooked here. However, we got Microcoder. And keep in mind, this can also just be Code Generate. So now we're going to go Microcoder, use its inherent effect to link summon Code Talker inverted. And then now we're going to go Microcoder effect to search Cynet Mining. Boom. Alright, now we're going to go Cynet Mining. We're going to use effect to pitch 1 from hand. So this could be any card. It genuinely doesn't matter. And now we're going to search out Code Generator. Alright, we got the Code Generator in hand. Now we're going to use Code Generator effect to link summon into Transcode Talker. And then now, because the Code Generator was used as link material, we're going to go ahead and use Code Generator effect to send Dotscaper from deck to graveyard. Boom. And now because Dotscaper was sent to grave, we're going to respawn it. And then we're going to go Transcode Talker effect to respawn Code Talker inverted. And then we're going to go ahead and use these 2 goons to make Decode Talker Heatsoul. And then I'm going to go Decode Talker Heatsoul effect to draw 1. Boom, we drew into a hand trap. You're not always going to draw into hand traps, keep this in mind, okay? However, now it's your opponent's turn. You're going to go Heatsoul effect. Boom, you're going to draw into another hand trap. Boom, you're done. Your opponent's cooked. Your opponent is cooked here. What are they doing? Keep in mind, you still have 2 other cards in hand. Or, wait, 2 to 3 other cards, whatever. It doesn't really matter. Point is, you can draw into hand traps like this. Your opponent wasted 2, and you gained 2. You see what I'm saying? This deck is absolutely fucking baller, dude. This shit's nuts, dude. And it's cheap as fuck. It's budget. Alright, now I'm going to show you how we could play through Nibiru. I'm not really sure if we could play through Nibiru and another hand trap, but there's going to be lots of times where your opponent only has Nibiru, okay? And this deck can actually play through it, and it's actually quite similar to the last combo I showed you. So let's go ahead and demonstrate. Normal summon Achichi, go Achichi effect to search. We're going to add Pikari from deck to hand. I will then link off Achichi to make Dark Infant, and I'll go Infant effect to search I.Land. I'll then activate I.Land, go I.Land effect to special Pikari, Pikari effect to search. I will search I Meet You. Keep in mind, Microcoder is still in my hand. I'll just leave it here on this side. Alright, then I'll go I Meet You effect to search the Doyon. And keep in mind, when you reveal to search for Doyon, I feel like you should always be revealing the Dark Templar, just because you will summon Templar and not Accesscode Talker, so make sure you're not taking any damage there that you're not supposed to be taking. Alright, I will then link off these 2 goons to make the Cyberse Wickid. I'll then go Island Effect to special. We're going to special Doyon to a zone that Cyberse Wickid points to. And then now we're going to go Chainlink 2, Chainlink 1, because this, you want a chain block for your Wickid because Wicked's just better. So we're going to go Chainlink 2. With Doyon, we're going to always try and add back the monster that we've normal summoned. And then we're going to go Cyberse Wickid, Chainlink 1. We're going to banish the Infant because we genuinely don't need that thing anymore. And then we're going to search out our tuner. There you go. We got the tuner. Then we're going to link off these two for Splash Mage. And then on summon of Splash Mage, Doyon is going to trigger to add back I Meet You. So now we have 4 cards in hand, alright? This is only with 2 cards. And by the way, you always start off with 5 cards. So you're going to have a shit ton of cards in your hand. And you're not even done your combo yet. Then we're going to go Island Effect to special the Bururu. And we're going to go Bururu Effect to dump one. Honestly, you don't even need to go Bururu Effect to dump one. However, you can, and you can actually probably bait out an Ash Blossom. So let's just say your opponent Ash Blossoms you. That's 1 hand trap down. Gets negated. Who gives a shit? Then we're going to go Splash Mage Effect to respawn Pikari. It could also be Doyon. It doesn't really matter. I'll then go ahead and use these two to synchro summon Wind Pegasus at Ignister. And on summon of Wind Pegasus at Ignister, Bururu is going to trigger to respawn Pikari. Now, if our opponent is smart, they will Nibiru us right over here, okay? Let's just say they've nibbed us. Our opponent gives us a Nibiru token. And typically, you know, our turn would definitely end here. However, we don't play like that. We don't play like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to link off the Nibiru token to make the Link Spider. We're going to go Microcoder in hand to link summon into Code Talker inverted. And then Microcoder is going to trigger to add Cynet Mining. We'll then go Cynet Mining. Let's just pitch the I Meet You. Doesn't really matter what you pitch here. We're going to go ahead and do this to search out Code Generator. We will then use Code Generator in hand to link summon into the Transcode Talker. And then on summon, Code Generator is going to trigger to send your Dotscaper from deck to grave. And then Dotscaper is going to trigger to respawn itself. We'll then go Transcode Talker effect to respawn Code Talker inverted. However, if you want to play around the Bestials, you can also summon like Splash Mage instead. I highly recommend going for Splash Mage just to play around Bestials. If you want, so actually you have 2 routes here. You can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to make your Arrival Cyberse at Ignister here. Or if you want, you can use these 2 to make your Decode Talker Heatsoul, alright? And then now you can pay 1,000, draw a card, draw into a hand trap most likely. And then on your opponent's turn, you could go Decode Talker Heatsoul, draw into Droll. I still think it's safer to make the Arrival Cyberse at Ignister instead. Just because your opponent can't really do anything. I mean, like, it's a 3k body that your opponent's not doing shit. Like, it's unaffected, bro. You see what I'm saying? However, your opponent still can't attack over the Arrival Cyberse, so do keep that in mind. It's not protected from battle, unfortunately. So, you know, depending on what your opponent's playing, maybe they can make something that's bigger than 3k. But at this point, you've played through 2 hand traps. This is a combo that starts with only a starter and one of your coder extenders. Keep in mind, you do have 3 other cards in hand. If those 3 other cards are hand traps, I recommend going into the Arrival, because then at that point, your opponent really just can't play the game. And if those other 3 cards in your hand at the start of your turn were not hand traps, I recommend making these 2 so that you could potentially draw into 2 hand traps to help just kill your opponent. And then on the following turn, you can OTK essentially for free. So that's going to be it, guys. I hope you've enjoyed. Make sure to join the Discord down below. We're going to play some video games like Halo, Guilty Gear, Pokemon TCG, Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG, all that good stuff. All of my socials are going to be in the link below. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video, and hopefully you learned how to play at Ignister even better now, which I didn't think was possible. So yeah, see ya.